Was you around Big when he was recording Life After Death?
Well, he initially, when he was working on the album, is around the same time we had the car accident. So he wrote a lot. The That album was not supposed to be a double album. It was only supposed to be a regular album. He wound up writing the second half of the album, most of it, while he was in the hospital, because he had nothing else to do. And not even a hospital at that point. I think he was in the rehab thing where you learn how to walk again, the physical rehab. And he had to stay there. It was like inpatient. So he wrote most of that second album there in the rehab. So technically, if you look at it from that angle, if he didn't have the car accident, there would be no double album. It would have just been a regular, you know what I mean, regular album.
Okay, okay. So that's why he made it a double disc. Because some people feel like, he only made it a double disc because Tupac made All Eyes on Me a double disc.
No, he was just fucking bored to death, like in the hospital, and basically wrote it in there. Like, you know what I mean? That was the only time I actually ever saw him write anything down because he didn't write his rhymes. But because he was in the hospital, he was just writing it down. Yeah.
When it comes to the death of Biggie, right? Because I don't think I ever asked you this. How do you feel about his death? Do you have any thoughts on who's behind it?
No. I mean, I don't know. Like, it was just a fucked up situation. Like, I never really took time out, sat and thought about it from like a conspiracy theorist level. It's just fucked up. You know what I mean? You lose somebody you care about, you love. You're not really sitting there trying to figure out all of the specifics as to why. You're just more upset that that person is gone forever.
You're right, right. Yeah, that had to be a crazy chain of events, man. Y'all get into
Yeah.
the situation y'all had, then like 2 days later, that happens. How did you
Yeah.
get the news for that? You never even told me that. How you find that out?
Um, D Rock called me, and D Rock was big best friend, and he was just hysterical. Like, I don't think I ever heard that much pain and anguish in anybody's voice in my life. I couldn't even understand what he was saying. And he was just, saying Big was gone. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It was really like fucked up. Like, that was just, it was awful. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, to get a phone call like that, or, you know what I mean, to hear somebody that broke down like that. Like, he was just inconsolable. I mean, everybody was, but by him being there, it was worse. You know what I mean? So, yep, he called me at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and just told me. And then, it's kind of like you're in shock. And then I believe it was on the news like not too long after. So then it was just everywhere. Like, you couldn't even get a moment to escape it. It was just everywhere. But yeah, it was crazy.
Sad, man. Unfortunate. So the last time you spoke to Big was when y'all had that fight. And after the fight, you went back to New York, right?
Oh, after the fight, I stayed in LA. Like, I didn't
Oh, okay.
leave. We wound up like squashing it or whatever. And that was probably a week or 2 weeks before he got killed. So I was there all the way up until that last day or the last 2 days before he got killed. So, you know what I mean? I was out there the whole time, like while they shot the video and everything.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yep,
man. And he was in good spirits and everything.
absolutely. He was happy, you know what I mean? He was shooting his video. He nobody went to jail from us being kicked out of the hotel. You know what I mean? Everything was calm. Everything was cool. So